Guys, what is good? What is good, man? Hope you guys are having a great one. What's going on? We are going to be talking about Jujutsu Kaisen and Bleach. So far, in the summer extravaganza, which is the summer season of anime right now. It's kind of interesting because we're off to a crazy start. We're off to a crazy start. Now, the crazy thing about this is I'm taking this from, I don't know if you guys saw my, top 5 anime video of fall that I did with all the other reactors that were in that video. If you haven't checked that out, make sure you guys have a chance to check that video out because it's pretty cool. But for myself, I had a list of criteria that I broke down to justify my list, right? So in this, we're going to be doing that same exact thing. And I want to give you guys a heads up of what those pieces of criteria are. Because I think as fans, we just are like, yo, these are the things that I like. But I want to get deep. I want to get specific. You know what I'm saying? So for the list of things, we're talking about story, excitement, emotion, direction, animation / art style, and music. These are the criteria that we're going to be rating, okay? Now, this is going to be a community thing, so whoever is here live with us right now is going to be helping us get this, this list together, these criteria and scored together. So if you guys are tuning in after the fact, 1, let me know if your list coincides with ours, but 2, let me know if you guys want me to do this with more things. I think this would be really interesting and fun down the road. And a cool way for us to just, enjoy each other's time. By the way, I will be going live on Friday, my Friday, your Thursday, probably around 5 p.m. PST. I'm going to be going live on the Phantom Troop, doing Black Clover, whatever that movie was that dropped on Netflix. We're doing that live over there. So if you guys don't want to miss that, make sure you guys join the Phantom Troop. Link should be in the skilly-doo down there. But let's get this thing moving, man. Chat, let me know if y'all ready. Let me know in the chat if y'all ready. Ty ready. We can get this thing popping. And I'm excited, man. Today has been a great Wednesday for me. I'm in Australia, if you guys don't know. This is where I live. So if you guys are like, it's not Wednesday here, it's because I'm in the future. So, But we're going to get this thing moving. So we're going to start with story. So obviously we're going to start with Bleach first. Bleach is obviously a continuation of the same arc. We're in the 1,000-Year Blood War arc so far. We're in a couple. Well, how many episodes are we in so far? 4 episodes for both, I believe. So we're in 4 episodes. Story so far. I think I'm going to give, and let me know what you guys think. I think I'm giving the story for 1,000-Year Blood War Core 2. I think I'm going to give it a 7.5. I think I'm giving it a 7.5 primarily because it's still taking, things are still happening from Core 1, but nothing super crazy has happened yet in the story for us to be like, oh, right? It seems like we're still in this puppeteer moment with Yuha. You know what I'm saying? He's in the swindle. We call it the swindle. So a lot of it right now is we're in this kind of transition period. There isn't a ton of new elements coming into play. It's just, hey, they lost their Zanpakuto. They're getting their Zanpakuto back, but it's been all part of my plan type of, you know what I'm saying? Like nothing really new has transpired in the story elements, just kind of continuing that way. Nothing super dramatic. The only thing I would say to add to the level of interesting to the story would be Ichigo's training at the end of the last couple episodes. We don't really know what's going on there, right? So for me, I think I'm going 7.5 so far. 7.5 just on the story side of Core 2. But I want to know your guys' thoughts because we're going to see if we can kind of average it out. So just on story Core 2 alone, let me know in the comments right now in the chat what you guys think the story is so far for Core 2 of 1,000-Year Blood War. I want to see where you guys are at because that's just where I am. I want to get your guys' perspective on it. I feel like we have been resolving plot points from the last core, like Stolen Bankai, Captain Trainings, where the Quincy's were hiding. Correct. So we have a couple of things, but nothing I think that has been too ridiculous yet. I still think we're building to something. At least that's what it feels like. Isaac says 5 out of 10. Okay. 5 out of 10. Does anybody agree with that? Or do you think that's a little too low? Let me know in the chat. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be, I'm around 7.5. Gabrielle Lagos said, as a manga reader, part 2 is not the high of 1,000 Year Blood War, okay? Just Some Guy with a Mustache says, as a Bleach manga reader, I agree. It's currently a 7 out of 10, again, currently. Okay, and that's where I'm at. I think currently, we're there. Like, things are, it's like sprinkling in like, it's sprinkling in like the mystery box, right? It's like, hey, just so you know, these are things that's going on. I'm Yuhaba. I'm playing everybody. And I'm going to let y'all sit back and watch the game. Like, that's what it feels like, right? So right now we're seeing Matthew says 7 out of 10. Ricky says 6 out of 10. Justin says 7.9 out of 10. Okay. Grizzly says 7.5 out of 10 is correct. Dank says 8. Aprid says 7 out of 10. Good, above average, not exceptionally great. Doctor, is it Blessed? Says 6 out of 10. Soup says, yeah, 7.5 sounds pretty good. I think that sounds reasonable, right? 7.5 sounds reasonable because I don't think the story's bad at all. I think the story's good. But seeing what we saw in the first core, how just the unraveling of stuff, are like, what is going on? The whole first core, I think, is the story-wise, we're talking about 9, maybe 10 out of 10. Like, the story is really good, right? So I am very excited about it, but, you know. So I think, Gabriella says, I think after episode 8, things will change. Okay. So I think 7.5, we're going to go 7.5, guys. I think everybody's kind of around that range. We got a couple low, a couple a little higher, but 7.5, I think, is reasonable. CJ Definom says 7.5 is accurate. Okay, we're gonna go with 7.5. Now, next is excitement. Now, the excitement part is not necessarily, it's not as objective as as some of the other categories. Obviously, all this is gonna be subject to your opinion, but I think excitement will vary person to person, and it could vary drastically. But I think excitement to me right now is probably at a 7. I think it's good. It's not anything extraordinary yet, but it's one of those things where it's like, we at the end of every episode, I'm like, damn it. Like, I'm at that same point of like, no, you know what I'm saying? Like, the cliffhanger action is great. The pacing of the episode keeps me hype. So I'm at a 7, but I want to see where you guys are at. And let me know the reasoning why, and we'll see if that score goes higher or lower. So we have Virtual Trap says, strong 7, let him cook. Jason says 7. Dr. Snake says, I really enjoyed the rap to Sajin's character arc. That was really cool. Grizzly V2 says, excitement for me is 8.5 out of 10. Then again, that might be biased because Komamura has always been one of my favorite captains, and he got his moment. That's fair. Soup says 8.5 to 9. Okay, that's really high. Dr. Bless says no. Ichigo, so far, 5 out of 10 for excitement. Okay, that's fair. Main character's not in it. You're wanting to see his development. Grizzly said, I also am very, very interested in Ichigo's training. That for me has me on the edge of my seat as a manga reader, though I understand why it might not be as exciting for anime onlys. Now, that's the other thing too, right? Because I am an anime only viewer, I don't know where it's going. You know what I'm saying? So I think because of the ambiguity of it, and they keep kind of touching on it at the end of the episodes, for me anyways, I think that's why I'm thinking excitement at a 7 so far, because I don't know where it's building to, right? Snake says, I read the manga, so I'm definitely biased, like a 9. Okay, but that's fair, though. Again, perspective, right? Kisho says 7.5 because I know what's coming. Okay. Matthew Teague says 8 because I read the manga, might be lower otherwise. That's fair. Again, no spoilers. Just guy with the mustard says no. Again, no spoilers. But for me, as a manga reader, excitement is a solid 6 out of 10 because after episode 8, everything is going to change. Okay, the pacing is great. 8.9 out of 10. 8 to 9 out of 10. Okay. Lily Elijah says 7 to 8. I know what's going to happen though. Okay, got it. She did. CJ the Phenom says 8. Really want to see Ichigo's development, and the teasers are great. That is actually, honestly, the part that I think that they do really well is like the little feature at the end of just kind of parallel showing the story, right? Instead of adding this whole training arc as an episode, it seems like they're like, okay, we're gonna just attach this on in each episode to the point where these points converge. His training's done, and whatever is transpiring in the Serete is done as well. That's what it seems like to me, and if that's the case, I'm definitely down for that. But it seems like 7, because what did I say? I said a 7, right? I think where everybody's going is around 8. So I think I'm gonna have to lift mine to an 8 as what we're gonna put on here, because I think that's kind of where the average is right now. We had a couple 9s, we had a couple of 6s, but around 7 to 8 is really where it's at. So I think we're gonna put excitement as an 8 overall for the community. So we got story 7.5, we got excitement at an 8. I think that's pretty reasonable. Let me know if you guys think that's reasonable. I think 8 is pretty solid. Emotion. Yikes. Okay. Emotion. This one, I think emotion's tough. Emotion's tough because, okay. I think 8.5 is emotion. I think 8.5 right now, nothing super crazy happened outside of the last episode, right? Last episode was probably the most emotional episode we've had. And I wouldn't be mad about even going to a 9, but I think where the story seems to be going, it seems like this isn't as high as it could go. So I think so far, emotion, I think I'm gonna stay at an 8. So let me know what you guys think. Emotion only for Bleach right now. Do you think 8 is reasonable, or would you go higher? Let me know. Chat, what you thinking? See, Grizzly said, emotion has been, it depends. I'll give it an 8.5, but that's, again, mostly because Komamura carrying that score. I agree, right? I agree. Yamamoto went out with a G. Yamamoto did go out with a G, like a G, but Yamamoto's death took place in Core 1. We're talking specifically in Core 2. Keisho says 8 as well. Some guy with a mustache says 8.5 is perfect rating for emotion. I dare say, in terms of being precise because of what's to come, at this moment currently, it should be a 7.5. Interesting. Okay. Sajin episode got me at a 9, to be honest. That is completely fair. Especially if that character means a lot to you. But it was definitely handled really well. I think it was handled really clever. Batmoon said, Danks said, I agree, 8.5. Omar says the emotion in 1,000 Year Blood War is unparalleled. The feels, the cliffhangers, the revelations as a whole is 9 out of 10. For part 2, I'll say it is at a 5.6 out of 10 right now. Okay, so we'll go on the low end. We'll say 5 for you. But you're thinking of in terms of the entirety. I'm assuming you've read. Soup says, Jason says 8. Soup said, yeah, nothing crazy as part 1. And the highs get even higher as it goes on. 8 for me. Okay. Virtual Trap says, when compared to Core 1, I'd say 7.5 thus far. That is fair. Keisha said they handled is very well. I agree. They did handle Sajin's character very well. AT, I would actually go a little lower, 7 to 6, because the real emotional connection hasn't happened yet with what we see with Ichigo and Uryu. And that's the other side, right? Is what happens when Ichigo sees his opposition is one of his closest friends. That is going to be so interesting. And we haven't really seen a lot of Uryu yet. And that's why I think even with the story being at 7.5, there's a lot of ambiguity right now. Nothing has been solidified. Like Uryu, we don't know what's going on with him. We just see him show up at the end. We're assuming he's killing the other Sternritters, but we don't know what's going on yet. Dex said, 8, I know it's to come, but in manga, I didn't realize Rangiku died, or I forgot. Okay. Trey Alcor says 8 is reasonable, but Core 1 is way more emotional in my opinion. Okay. Sajin sacrifice saddened me. Jason says, I agree, bro. I definitely agree. It was definitely it was handled extremely well. Extremely well. CW said 10 because they got me heartbroken the way they did my boy Shinji in the last episode. Shinji got maxed so quick. I was like, no way. That was kind of wild to be honest. The idea that my man showed his Bankai, showed how crazy the Bankai was, and the other Sternritter, when she got her, what was the name? Was it B? It was B something, right? Was that her? What is her name? Guys, please let me know in the chat. When she dropped all of her bombs, like she was like, I'll just blow this whole area up. It don't even matter. I don't care. She's just that type of ridiculous character to just blow everything up, right? So I thought that was pretty cool. Jason said Uryu's definitely planning something. Bro, that's what I'm saying. Bambietta, that's what it is. That's what it is. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, man, that's the thing for me. Where I'm just like, there's definitely something going on there. You know, I think that's the interesting thing with Uryu. But I think so far, based on what everybody's saying, I think 8 is probably where emotion is going to be at. So we're going to put emotion as 8. Next is direction. Direction. Now, there's going to be 2 different parts of this, I think. There's going to be people that are manga readers, and there's people that are anime fans that are going to probably see this very differently. Because you guys may see, it may have been told differently in the manga as far as the sequence of things. And then obviously as anime readers, anime viewers, we don't really know how it was told. So we're just viewing it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think right now, direction. I think direction, I'm probably gonna go with an 8. I think I'm gonna go with an 8. No. I'm trying to be conservative. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be conservative with just trying to be logical and not be too emotional about, you know what I'm saying? Just being objective as I can. I'm gonna have to say at least a 9. I think the direction has been actually really fucking good. It's been really good, right? So I don't know. Let's see. Where's the chat at? Chat, what y'all thinking? Direction. So let's see. Grizz, the direction has been a 10 out of 10 for me. I'll just say it. Even the title drops are top tier. I find it so far has been much superior to the manga. Very interesting. And I love the title cards. The title cards have been so cool how they integrated in each episode. It actually reminds me, if you guys have ever seen Umbrella Academy, how they always ingest the title card in a unique way. That's what it reminds me of. It's so clever. Grizzly, AT says 10 out of 10 for direction, even for manga readers, because they're adding in extra that wasn't included. Exactly, kind of like the Shinji situation with him with the whole Bankai thing. Very interesting. Keisha said the pacing is very fast. I would imagine it being fast because of, I'm assuming, how many chapters they're trying to adapt. But is it being fast? Is it diluting the story? You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just a general question. Like, I don't know. Is it making it worse, or is it just fast? Zamara says 8 because Ichigo's story. Okay. Batmoon said, nah, 1,000 Year Blow Hour so far is crazy good direction, 10 out of 10. Gabriella said, Gabrielago said the filmography in this episode is great. The filmography in this episode are great. 8 or 9 out of 10. Calvin says, we live. Calvin, yes, we are live, sir. This is not just a premiere. We are live. We're live. Matthew says, direction has been superb. Adding stuff on from manga, it's 9.5 out of 10. I really enjoy the direction. Like a 9. Nice. Bambietta says, hold on, what? Where'd it go? Sorry, this just jumped. Sorry, it says Bambietta, she's a bad matchup for Shinji. Correct. Leech said 9 out of 10 so far. We're seeing that clash between Uryu and Ichigo. Better direction than the manga. That's very interesting. Still waiting. Not gonna NGNL S2. You see, Batmoon said the title card right after Sajin's sacrifice. Boom! It just hit you, bro. That was so. I just got chills just now. I just got chills. No, seriously, that was epic. That was so good. Gabrielle says 10 out of 10 by a manga reader. Hey. Just some guy with a mustache says the new director is also an anime movie director. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. Okay. Oh, is it a new director for COUR 2 over COUR 1, or is it the same director? Could you guys let me know? Soup says 9 sounds good. Fantastic direction. And I think this is the best adaptation direction-wise out of the big 3. Okay. Let's see. I'm just trying to see who actually has numbers in for me. Arpod says 9 for me. The fact that Kubo decided to add things that he didn't have time to do back then or just wants to make it better is mad respectable. I talked about this in one of my reactions that a lot of this honestly is attributed to the manga readers. You know, I think a lot of us anime fans have a lot of thanking to do to the manga readers that kept the fandom essentially alive for the series over this long period of time, right? So if not for the people to still be clamoring for Bleach and reading Bleach manga and keeping the hype alive, we wouldn't have this. So I think even for him to say, you know what? Because I really think that's a lot to do with it. Regardless of him wanting to make sure that his story was told in a particular manner, or if people weren't satisfied with the last arc, for him to say, you know what, I'm either gonna right some of the wrongs or add in some extra goodies for people that read it to even feel like they're getting something new. That's commendable, bro. That's so respectable. I don't know. I love that type of stuff. That's really cool to me. Let's see. Sue says, no, I just want to make sure I didn't skip anybody. There we go. Let's go. CD to Mom says 9 with an asterisk. As a manga reader, I love the extras, but hope they don't arc backwards to the manga ending. Okay. Dexter says direction is a 9. Thoughtful injections, feels fast, but there is no story dilution. You miss lines from some characters and comedic moments from other characters, like the Mayuri and Urahara scene. Okay. Gabriela says different for part 2. I'm assuming that's when I said about the director. But then some guy with the mustache says same director. So I'm not sure. Is that true or false on the different director. Chris says 9. This might become the definitive version, which could be so interesting of them doing the anime and it becoming the definitive version of the story other than the manga. That could be so interesting, of people saying, no, the anime is the actual version that we deem as the canonized main story thread. You know, that could be so interesting. Let's see. We got Calvin said the pacing is perfect and nothing feels rushed. I felt the manga felt way too many questions, and I believe we're going to give a true ending that the manga couldn't provide. 10 out of 10 can confirm. Okay. Gabrielle says, I would say that the whole production is 9 out of 10 till now. Sterling Alphonse says 9 for me as well. And we have Sidious in this thing. Sidious was good, bruh. What's goody, bro? I appreciate seeing you here, If y'all don't know Sidious, it is OG, triple OG. Sidious, what's good, brother? Let's see. Omar says 9 out of 10. Bleach has been a huge part of manga anime foundation, the pacing direction, as well as expanding the manga is beautifully done. That's awesome. Sidious says, well, Keisho, the manga was hella dark and gory for Bleach. It was heavily censored because of the era it came out. Interesting. All right, so I think 9 for direction. I think that's valid. I think we're in. I think 9 is valid. I've been seeing a lot of 9s. Actually, I might go 9.5 because there's a lot of 10s. So we're gonna do direction 9.5 for core 2 of 1,000-Year Blood War. Now comes one of the most controversial questions of any anime. Animation art style. How we feeling animation art style? Because for me personally, I think we're sitting at a 10, but that's just for me. I think animation art style is a 10. I think it's a 10. But again, this may vary person to person. And again, this is only 4 episodes in. Soup says 9.5 sounds good. I'm assuming that's for the direction part. So I'm thinking a 10. Keisho said 11 out of 10. My man said, no, bro, 11. 11. Batoon said 11. He said both are 10. Curse says 8. They put everything into this. Yo, you know what's crazy is even the CG of Sajin's Bankai was crazy. That shit went Zodi. What's the name says Zod level? Exactly, bro. Went crazy. I was like, yo, this is actually really good CG, bro. I think animation art style, I think it's a 10 for me. I'm seeing a lot of 11s, 10. My dude said 38 out of 10. 10s, but we're getting 10s all down the board right now, guys. 10s down the board. You can literally pause any moment. The art is crisp AF, bro. It's so clean. It is so clean. It's super clean. For me, animation 10 out of 10 is Jujutu Kaisen. But I prefer the art style of Bleach, so it's hard. But hey, we're just talking about Bleach right now, baby. We'll talk about Jutsu in a minute. Let's just talk about Bleach right now. You know what I'm saying? How is it for you? You know what I'm saying? Chris, yeah, you guys are going Zodi right now. There's so much. Lighting in the sky, the lighting and the red reflection from the sky and the particle effects, 10. Oh, I know, bro. Oh, it's so good. The lighting in this has been exceptional, especially when you had the wings come out on the Stern Ritters. Oh, so good. So good. Chris said 9.5, some characters image here, and there is a little off from how they are drawn. CGI gets a little use they are using, what? Oh, sorry. CGI gets a little used to as they are using it more for this core. Okay. Omar said 10 out of 10. They come back swinging with unlimited budget works, and they are doing 1,000-Year Blood War justice. Arpod says 10 out of 10, exceptionally great. There is nothing I can criticize. They even got the CG right. If someone can do that, that's a 10. Hey, you might be right. We've seen so many animes try to incorporate CG, and it just looks wonky. It looks so wonky. I think Attack on Titan was the first one where we were kind of like, where we knew that the animation was going to be good, and then we see the CG in it, we were like, what? Like, it just didn't sit well. I think the only anime from its inception that utilized CG cleverly and then got good at was good applying it early on. You guys don't hate for me to say it, but it's probably Demon Slayer. It's probably the one that really started to utilize CG environmentally really well, as opposed to just doing like doing the characters early on. They were doing environments, right? And then they started to add certain characters in CG, like the fish, exactly. And the fish were cool, but it wasn't exceptional. It was still, you could tell it was like, oh, okay, it's all right. Grizzly said Bleach did Titans better than Attack on Titan. I'm gonna be honest with you. Yeah, yes, 100%. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. Bleach is coming in strong right now. Cydia said, I love the color palette they are using this season. Oh, it's so good. Like, I love the dark tone of it right now. And it fits it because it's bleak. That's one of the things that a lot of people seeing My Hero Academia last season, when it got dark, you're like, ooh, this is what we need. We need the dark sky. We need because he's in this dark arc, we need the tones to change to give that feel. And a lot of people were complaining about that early on in the last season of My Hero, and I could understand from their perspective, for sure. But I'm liking it a lot. I think Zamara says I give it 100. Ayo, you know what? We're giving this a 10. I think the community has spoken on that. Bleach animation art style for Core 2 of 1,000 Year Blood War is a 10. Ethan said, hello, I'm new here. Ethan, what's good, bro? Welcome. Appreciate you for being here. Yeah. Now, final category. Final category, guys. Music. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. Guys, are you ready for the final category for Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War? Music. Guys, I'm gonna have to say a 10. I'm gonna have to say a 10. Now hear me out. Outside of just the nostalgia for the music, it's the remastering, the redoing of the music. But then the new stuff, the Shinji music, bruh, are you kidding me? That music was nuts. Bruh, Mick said Shinji's theme alone. Bro, I was like, yo, what are they on right now? The music right now is beefy. The music is exceptional right now, guys. I think it's a 10, but I'm open to discussion. I'm open to be brought down if you guys are disagreeing with that. Let me know in the chat how y'all feeling. Kurt said music-wise, 10, okay? Urahara says 10 out of 10. Mark Ochoa says Sagisu is always 10 out of 10. CW said easiest 10 I've ever gave. Bro, Shinji's OST went crazy. Bro, I could not agree more. Astro Boy says Shinji theme is one of the greatest. Bro, y'all saw my reaction. I was like, what are we on right now? The music was crazy. Cydia said a million out of 10. Astro Boy said 10 out of 10. I wasn't a fan. Dr. Bless said I wasn't a fan of the intro song, especially compared to JJK intro. And that's cool, but I'm not comparing it to JJK. I'm just, what is it to you for Bleach? You know what I'm saying? I don't want to compare it. We're going to just rate it for what it is, and then the numbers will speak for themselves. Udohara said they go crazy with the German OSTs. Soup said, hard agree, 10. It's all remastered and the new stuff is crazy. Bro, it's not even that it's remastered. They remade the music. Like, it's not them just saying, okay, let's increase bit rate. They just remade it. They just remade the music and it sounds so amazing. Oh, it's so good. Astro Boy said, there's no discussion. There's no discussion. Chris said, Shinji's theme is a 20. Gabriella says 9 out of 10. Sagisu is the GOAT, but I feel they're not using the best of it at some specific points, especially sound effects, in my opinion. That is completely fair. And I think, and here's the thing too, right? Like, sound design is a whole other thing. Matter of fact, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to create a whole other category, sound design, because I do think that is, I think people think music and sound are the same and they're not. So we're gonna separate them. But music, I think, is a 10. People say undisputed 10. 10 out of 10 would recommend, not would recommend. The nostalgic remixes with the new soundtracks and the placement in the anime is exceptional. Best soundtrack of the year, says Omar. Hey, bro, I don't know, man. People out here swinging. Cydia says Bleach honestly had some of the best music, even among the big three back then. I agree. The Bleach music, even back in the day when it dropped initially, you were like, yo, the music in this anime is smacking. It was always good. But for them to say, you know what, we're not just gonna take the same music and make it and just put it in. We're gonna remake the music. Yes, 100%. Rpod says 10 out of 10. Bleach always was on top for me when it came to soundtracks, and it's the same now. I'm cool with that. Gabriel said, so music 8 out of 10. Okay, I mean, music 10 out of 10, sound design 8 out of 10. So I think it's safe to say, guys, music is we're giving it a 10, and we're gonna move expeditiously into the sound design for Bleach. Now, in this, I think so far I could give this. I agree with Gabriel with this. I think sound design is an 8. I think sound design for sure is an 8 so far, because I think there's things that are okay. Nothing has been like, oh my God, like the sound has been crazy. I think the sound design is a solid 8. It's definitely really good. I don't think it's exceptional yet. Some of the stuff that we heard sound design in the first core, I think went harder, but it still might come down to what took place in the first core too. So I don't know. You guys let me know. AT said, nah, bruh, sound design and direction is also 10 out of 10. The silence used in Kenpachi versus Unohara. Right, I agree, but that's core 1. We're talking specifically core 2 right now. Core 2, guys. Core dos. What is COUR in Spanish? What's COUR in Spanish? Bleach Core 2 finale fight is gonna be insane. I hope so. Sound design is 9 for me. I feel Stern Ritters use their Volstang, how do you say that? Is amazing, okay. CW says sound design 8 out of 10 for me. The sound of Shinji's Bankai walking towards Yuhua was highlight. Sajin's Bankai, yeah, that was actually really dope. 7 out of 10, it's been okay. Above average, but not utilized to the max in Core 2. I think I agree, but now the question is it because some things haven't happened yet that just the sound design hasn't needed to be crazy? Because I even think even in some of the fights that we've seen thus far, some of the design has just kind of been, it's been good, but it hasn't been like, you guys know when you hear epic sound design, you guys know it. You're just like, oh my God, like it's just, people usually reference it, you know what I'm saying? So, Anime is Art with the super chat says, Sagisu is one of the goats of music, waiting on the Treachery remix. The Treachery, what is that? Okay, Batoon says 9 out of 10. Cydia says, I think personally I'd give 8.5 out of 10. Personally, Bambietta's bombs could have sounded better. I agree. Okay, so they're trying to help me figure out how to say it. Volstandig. Volstandig is how you say it phonetically. Volstandig. Volstandig. Okay. Cause that sounds German, correct? Right? Yeah. Okay. So I think 8.5. I think 8.5 is reasonable. So we have to do math now, guys. We got to do math because there's how many categories? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 categories. Let's bring out the calculator. You know what I'm saying? The calculator. We have to calculate the rating. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 categories. We got a 7.5. 7.5 for story thus far in Core 2. We're going to add that to the 8 for excitement. We're going to add that to the 8 for emotion. We're going to do a 9.5 for direction. We have the 10 for art style, animation. We have 10 for music. And we have 8.5 for sound design. And we have to divide that, is it by 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we're going to divide that by 7 to give our grand total for Bleach Core 2 thus far an 8.78. So we're going to round to 8.8 out of 10. 8.8 out of 10 for Bleach 1000 Year Blood War Core 2 rating thus far, which is exceptional. We're 8.8, boy. That's kind of wild. Now, we're on to JJK, guys. If you guys are just now tuning in, we are doing a ranking of these two juggernauts of animes happening right now in the summer. This is the Summer Slam right now. We just rated Bleach, going through story, excitement, emotion, direction, animation / art style, music, and sound design. Okay? Those are the 7 categories that we just rated them. Very, very interesting. It's a great rating, bro. 8.8 is high. That's high. That's very high. Very high. That's high. Super high. Super fly, super high. All right, we're going to pay some bills. We're going to run an ad, and we're coming back for JJK. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. We'll be right back. Yeah. We gonna be right back. Yeah. We gonna be right back. Hey. But yeah, so crazy. So crazy. Now, for those that are tuning in for the first time, we are back. Jujutsu Kaisen time. We're going to be rating Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 up to Episode 4 on story, excitement, emotion, direction, animation / art style, music, and sound design. We need to know how we feeling thus far. And we're starting with story. Story Season 2 thus far. Guys, I'm giving it a 9. Guys, I'm giving story so far in JJK a 9. Now, I need you guys to hear me out. I need you to hear me out so far. A 9. Now, I'm okay. Y'all can talk me down. I need facts, though. I need facts, okay? I need the facts. Y'all gotta give me your guys' reasoning. But here's my thing. I think the story that we're getting right now, 1, super interesting. Seeing Gojo, what his power was, him essentially figuring out his power, ultimately gets bodied. We've never seen that in the future Gojo. Gojo had to start somewhere. And my guy got bodied. We saw, what was her name? I keep forgetting her name. Her being the vessel and then getting taken out the way he did. Toji the God. With the plot twist of the plot. Bro, I'm saying. I'm saying. And this is the crazy part. We have not even seen the main character in 4 episodes. I think it's a 9. How are y'all feeling? I need you to tell me the truth. How are you feeling? Tell me the truth. I think it's a 9 so far. So, we're going to go to the chat. We got 8.5. We got Phaser Shorts with a 9. Story-wise, JJK this season, the main things will be in the Shibuya arc. I'd say thus far as an 8.5. Okay. Gabrielle says, this first mini arc has some rushed moments, but it was very well written. 9 out of 10. Okay. Dank says 8. I enjoy it for show. Asteroid says 9. Dr. Bless says 9. Curse says, yeah, 9 is fair enough. Okay. Conspiracy Hunter 420. Bleach is not 10 for anime. Okay, he's going through that. We're not going to go through that right now. Let's see. Hugh says, if it's a 9, then Shibuya is going to be a 15. Okay. Ethan says the story is a 10 for me. Virtual Traps' backstory is a 9. Gojo not being perfect and showing his development is huge. It's huge. I agree. Because we call Gojo Goat Joe in the current timeline. But hey, I always say a master was once a disaster. You know what I'm saying? You have to start somewhere, and seeing him, he had the gift, but he ain't figured it out yet. And he figured it out. You know what I mean? So crazy. So crazy. Cydia says 9 is agreeable. I think the pacing is fine, just not quite there yet. That is fair. Batmoon says 8.5. It's been slow building. The 5th episode has a lot to answer. We still haven't seen Geto's turning point fully. Depends how they handle the 5th episode. Okay, that is fair as well. We got King Bayo says apparently this entire month is going to be recap episodes. I heard that they're actually just pausing for 4 weeks. That's what I heard, but I could be incorrect. Samuel says 10 for that JJK greatness. Toji's conclusion with the way he was thinking about his son, Gojo and Geto dynamic. Rico's whole character was amazing and sad. Fire emoji. Gabriella Go says 9. Zach B says 9 is fair. I think the tension between the old Jujutsu boys is important to develop. Raw Review says 8. Leech says, LOL, it's a prequel to tell Gojo Geto's past and how they have different viewpoints leading up to the first season. 9 out of 10. City says 9 out of 10. Also, Gojo is the main character. Him said that he was the honored one. It would be crazy if he was actually the main character of the show. That'd be hilarious. Omar says 7 out of 10. Gojo reminds me more of arrogant Goku in a way. Okay. And then Keisha said, I feel the season will make me give JJK more props. I gave season 1 a 7 out of 10 and my boys called me crazy. Okay. Hey, that's fair though. Everything is going to be subjective at a certain point. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's fair. I think it's fair to go 9. I think it's fair to go 9. So we're going story 9. Now, JJK excitement. Excitement. In the first 4 episodes of season 2, excitement. I think I have to go a 9. I don't know. I think I gotta go a 9. I think I gotta go a 9. I think I gotta go a 9. I'm just thinking like everything that's taking place. I'm hyped, like really, really hyped. And there's so many like what the hell moments. Gojo turned up. Yo, we got a lot of 10s in here. We got a lot of 10s in here. Come on, is there anybody else that's around where I'm at? If people are like, nah, 10. Yo, 10s are up right now. Oh no, we got, okay, so JP says this arc is 8.5 for me because he thinks Shibuya is a 10. But we haven't seen it animated yet. You know what I'm saying? Well, we seen animated, I say. But he says 8.5, okay. Kisho says 10. Ashray says 10. Bless says 10. Dank says 8.5. Phaser says 10. Is it Shay says 10? Gabriella Go says 10. Yo, Kerr says 8. Gabrielle says 9. AT says 10. For someone who thought season 1 was okay, it's a 10 for me. I have so many questions. Okay. Anime's art says 9 out of 10. As it intrigues me to do, Geto fell and sing and arrogant Gojo get bodied. Okay. 9 out of 10 excitement is very fair. We have to wait quite a bit. A lot of unanswered questions. Okay. Guys, look, I have to adjust based on the averages, right? A lot of y'all are 10s in this thing. So I'm like, all right, we might have to average this out to like a 9.2. You know what I'm saying? 9, because there's a couple of 8s, couple 8.5s. So I'm saying, look, a 9.2, 9.3 might be where we're sitting right now as a community around this. I don't know how y'all feeling. Boy, look, we're going 9.3. 9.3. Okay. So, emotion. Now this one's tricky. This one's really tricky because it didn't really get emotional until like till last episode or the end of the episode before. Right? So You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to think of like, so, all right, here's my thing. I'm thinking emotion. I think it's probably an 8 as well. You know what I'm saying? I think when it started to pull on the heartstrings, it was there because it built up the character, right? With Rico, we seen her a couple episodes before she got taken out. So I think an 8 is respectable. I think any more than that, I don't know where I would drive that emotion pull from. You know what I'm saying? Because we got the 8, and then we got the last episode where Toji is thinking of his son, you know? So, I don't know. I think 8. I think 8 for me. But what are y'all thinking? Batmoon says, yeah. Dank says 8 for me. Batmoon says 7.5 for emotion. I think it rates higher for animation and music, maybe. Ethan says, as a manga reader, I think the emotion is a 9. Okay. Phaser Short says 8 is fair. Sidious says, I'd 8 for the last 2 episodes alone. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Because the first 2 episodes weren't really emotionally heavy. It was kind of like, you know, you're just there along for the ride, seeing the interesting things around Gojo and what's going on in the world with the building, right? But I think 8, that like them building up Rico and then having to take her out, it hit you like, oh my God, like y'all really did that? Like I didn't think that was gonna happen. I thought, okay, they're gonna, you know, take her back to the real. I didn't know where they were going with it. So yeah. Agatsuma says 8 is fair. Keisha says 7.5 for me. Chu says, I think 8 is fair. There was not a lot of sadness through it, but there were other emotions other than just sadness. I agree. But I think it's those things that kind of play into the joyfulness of the anime anyways. Like, Jujutsu is one of those weird animes that plays a particular mood through the entirety of the show, and then it injects comedy in it, right? And then we have these moments of the heartstring pulls. And I thought the Rika moment was a great, like, dynamic change. We're like, oh, like, this isn't even the main cast. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have no strong emotional ties from season 1 with Rico. So for us to be like, oh man, this is crazy, you know, even with Toji, right? Like that moment of him at the end, while it was dope to see Gojo Zod up, that was a heartfelt moment to be in with Toji thinking about his son, you know? And almost there was I don't necessarily say a pleading case, but almost saying like, hey, I need you to look out for my boy. That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like. I could be completely wrong, but that's what it felt like to me. Okay, so we got Gabriel says it's a 10 for me. I really like the funny moments and emotional moments were well developed considering the time they had to build the characters. 80 says, knowing the manga, it's super high. Anime only, it should be 7 or an 8. Okay. Let me see. Samuel says 9.5 for me. The way Toji put a bullet in Riko's head as she was reminiscing on her past. Toji, when he remembered he named Megumi, which means blessings. And then later he's thinking about his wife. First episodes are very slice of life. So not very, but based on 3 and 4, it's 8 out of 10. Okay. I only say 8 now because the arc isn't finished animated yet. I agree. Emotion is an 8. Riko's death was hard. Toji's death was kind of bittersweet. It was too soon. He's like, oh no. Look, guys, I think we're going to go emotion 8. I think we're 8 for emotion. Now, I think this may vary. Direction. This one's interesting. Because for me, I think direction is also an 8, maybe an 8.5. For me, I think some of the episode pacing, while it's good, it's still leaving me a little room for better storytelling, if that makes any sense. But again, I think a lot of it is because it's mystery boxing, right? Like, but we got a lot of people right now. People are saying 10, 10, 10, 10. And two, this is also one of those things too that I think a lot of it too is coming from anime only for me, right? So Mick says 10, Gabriel says 10, AT says 10, Phaser Short says 10, Samuel Gosso Cinema, I don't know what that means. ADGA says 10. Agatsuma says direction is 8.5 to 9 for me, okay. Kisho says same, Kisho says 8. Kerr says, I'm an anime only, 8.5 direction for me. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 10, 6 10s. Astro Boy with the 610 in here. Thanks to 7.5, I enjoy it, but I want more from Yuji, and I'm afraid of how they're going to handle him. But I think that's a whole other arc, though, right? I think that section, because right now we're supposedly not in the Shibuya arc, where, you know, all of our current main characters are. This, I think, is more of a flashback arc to maybe set us up for what is going to be taking place in the next arc. If this is what it feels like to me. And it's one of those things too where I may feel differently about the direction after the Shibuya arc comes out, because for me, I love non-linear storytelling, but I don't know how they're linking what they have now to the Shibuya arc. I don't know how it's linked, so it's hard to tell. Since we're, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's the other side for me where I'm like, I don't know where it's going, so it's hard for me to know if so far the direction is better than what I think it is at the moment, if that makes any sense. But a lot of people are saying 10, right? Kim says 8, I think it was good, but we didn't get too much into the whole Tengen body reincarnation thingy. I agree. And I think that's the other side of it for me where I'm like, I feel like there's a lot of things that are still left out, and maybe that comes in to the next situation. AT says, I say 10 because everything is literally a setup for things to come. So as long as you're paying attention, you can go back and look at things season 1 differently. Okay. So because of all of the 10s, I'm going to have to raise the average. So right now, I think we're probably sitting at an 8.8, maybe a 9. There's a lot of 10s. It might have to actually go 9. There's a lot of 10s. So, all right. So we have story 9, excitement 9.3, emotion 8, direction 9. Now comes one that everybody's going to have a particular situation, right? Animation and art style. Animation and art style. Boy. If this isn't a 10, I don't know what else is. If this isn't a 10, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a 10. It's just a 10. But again, that's how I feel. Chat, how do you feel? What is it to you? How are you guys feeling? Animation / art style. How are you feeling? Okay, it's coming in. It's coming in. So, Olisa says 10. Dank says 10. HDGA says 11. Cydia says 10. Gabriel says 10. Phaser says 11. Asteroid says 10. Edgar says 8.5. Kurt says, you know I gotta give it a 10. Yeon says 10. Leech says 10. Simple. Batmoon says art style was changed for more fluid animations. I think was a great decision. 10 out of 10. Bro, animation and art style has been, I actually like the softer art style. I'm cool with it. AT says 10 out of 10 for sure, no question. And if it's lower than that, then you might want to watch on a better screen. Art says not. Agatsuma says art is 9. Hughes says animation 10, art 9. I don't know if it's just me, but season 1 art seems different than season 2. Art, it definitely is different. I think it was more detailed in season 1, but I think it's because the type of animation they're doing in season 2 that they adjusted it, at least for this arc. It may be different in the Shibuya arc, but for now. Mr. Ninja says, what anime are we talking about? I just joined. Right now we are talking about Jujutsu Kaisen, and we're rating specifically the animation / art style out of 10. Sir Saya says 10. Mick says 4 out of 4 episodes are just wow. Yeah, bro. Very good. S says, I actually seen a lot of criticism of season 1's art and animation from the animation community for how dim everything was. They've definitely made it more vibrant and expressive this season. It's so interesting, right? The animation community, that people that actually do it professionally or people that are really into that space have a different perspective. Because for me, I think because in the cinema space, I like the moodiness. I like that. So it's just, again, different tastes from different spaces. Yeah, man, I think it's a 10. I think it's a 10. Everybody's like, yo, this is OD. If you guys are watching this after the fact, look at the live chat. Just look at the live chat, because the 10s are crazy. The 10s are crazy. Maybe art 9, animation 10 might be fair then. That's what Batmoon says. But yeah, I'm very excited. Phaser Sort says, this season's art style seems very similar to Chainsaw Man. Yeah, it does. And I'm okay with that. I loved Chainsaw Man's animation and art style. Loved it. But yeah, I think that's that. Okay. Music in season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. Season 2. TYBW, what's up, bro? What's good? If you guys are just now tuning in, we are ranking in categories. Jujutsu Kaisen right now. We're on the music category, ranking out of 10 what you feel the music is thus far, 4 episodes in of season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen. And to be honest, for me, I think we're sitting at a 9.5. I think we're at a 9.5 for me. They obviously kill on the intro and the outro music for sure. They've always done great with that. The only reason I'm giving a 9.5 and not a 10 is there isn't one song that I can tell you that I was like, yo, this was a bop. I can't give you a specific. You know what I'm saying? You know how like I was like, yo, Shinji's this, like, I can't give you a specific, like, oh, this music right here. I just know that the music has been bomb, and I've probably referenced it in the anime. But I think 9.5 is where I'm sitting at the moment. So right now we got No Name says 10. Mr. says, nah, I gotta go with 7 for music. Dr. Bless says 11. Leech says 9.5. Gabriel says 8.5, but nothing incredible. We got Mick says, I need to listen again. And this is also that point of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, you know what I mean? Dank says 7.5. No Name says 10 for starting OP and ending OP. The OPs are awesome. They're awesome. Mr. says 7. Gabriela goes says, although I love the opening and ending songs of JJK, I don't think it's as well used as Bleach does, but still great, so 9 out of 10. Hugh said, are we including intro opening for this music category? Yes, 100%. That's why I said because of the intro and the outro, because it's part of the, you know, that's what got it up to me to 9.5. Because in my head, I'm like, if I take those away, it's probably sitting at around a 7, because I don't have any moments where I'm like, oh, that music was amazing. Like, I can't reference the particular point. I just know the music has been good. when I know music is bad, I know it's bad. And I'm like, music's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just kind of feel like it's like, oh, all right. But Chim said, is it Sheem? Sheem? 7, honestly. I wasn't feeling it too much. I don't know if my brain was just turned off, but I can't really remember it so clear. So it clearly wasn't that good for me. CD says 9.2 for me. Really good, but nothing crazy. AT says intro and outros have been peak, but I haven't really been vied with in episode music. 8 out of 10 for me. Okay. The opening music and ending have been great, but during episodes, the music hasn't been that great. 8.5 says Batmoon. HDGA says 9 out of 10 for the music during the montage of her last day is phenomenal. That is really good. I agree. Yon BB says 7. Asteroid Boy says Gojo's piano theme was pretty crazy. That was pretty dope. Toji and Geto's music was an 11 out of 10. Phaser Short says 9.75. Asteroid Boy says 8.5 is fine. He says 8.5 great, but not memorable. Sir Sia says, I'll give it a 7. Okay, so look, I think I'm about to bring mine down a little bit. I think 9 is where we're probably going to sit at. I think we're sitting at 9 as a community. Because we have a lot of 8.5s. We have some 9s, 9.5. You have a couple of 10s. But a lot of it is, I mean, I might have to come down a little bit more. I might have to go 8.8 to be honest. Let's go 8.8. Now, sound design. Sound design. Sound design. Where are we at for sound design? Because I think sound design, I think we're probably at a 9 for sound design. I think the sound design has been awesome. How are you guys feeling about sound design though? For me, I think 9 is great for sound design in second season of Jujutsu Kaisen. Javier says, just got in. Which anime is this one? We're talking about Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, first 4 episodes. Gabriel says 10 for sure. He says for sure. City says, also there is 73 of us. Why them likes only at 56? Hey, bro. I'm not saying nothing. You know what I'm saying? City says 10 out of 10. Mr. Nudist says 8.5. Dang says 8. It's fine for me. Okay. Curse says 7.5. It's all right for me. All right. The blood dripping when Toji got imploded was dope. So detailed. 9. Leech says 9 is fine. Okay. But Batmoon says the sound of the gunshots and the knife swings is great. I would say 8.5 or 9. Don't think it had a lot of instances for sound effects. Javier says 9.5, bro. Def. Yeon says it's better. It's either 8 or 9. Okay. AT says sound design has been perfection in my opinion. 10 out of 10. Just the way they use sound for curses, speech, destruction. Beautifully done. Okay. I'm not mad at that either. I'm not mad at that either. I like the details you just brought. It wasn't just, hey man, you know, I like it. I like it. You know, my man said, I'm gonna give you some specifics. I'm with that. I'm with that. I respect that. I respect it. Gisan says 9 for JJK. Sound design and for Bleach, the OP is 3 out of 10. Good music, but visuals are fillers. And ED 7 out of 10. Good sound. Linked to Quincy's story. Okay. Man, I don't know, guys. I might have to leave that at, I think I'm going to leave that at 9 because we have some 9.5s. We got some 8.5s, a couple 7s, 8.5, 9.7s. You know, I think we're pretty good at 9. I think leaving it at 9 might be respectable. We're going to leave it at 9. But we have to fully rate this now. Fully rate JJK. So I'm going to tally these up. You guys don't know what's going on. I'm tallying up every category that we just rated. Because I think this is an easier way for us to get a objective rating. You know what I'm saying? So you have that, we have direction, we have that. We got that. We got that. Yes, sir. We got to divide that by 7. And your total for Jujutsu Kaisen. Your total for Jujutsu Kaisen is a 9.01. 9.01 for Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 thus far. Guys, these are so close. We're splitting hairs, guys. Bleach was an 8.8. Jujutsu Kaisen's a 9.0. Like they're like this. That's pretty crazy. Batmoon says it's funny rating these both animes now because both have some peak moments coming up later. This is the exciting part, guys. This is the exciting part. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm just like, ugh. I'm so excited. This season has been great so far. Obviously, both of them. So a clear 9. It was a clear 9, bro. 9.01. It's in there. So we have almost 9 and a 9, right? Yeon said, wait, Bleach rating is already done. Yeah, Yeon. So Yeon, this is what we got. So I'm gonna break this down. Ready? So Bleach story, we got 7.5. We had excitement. This is for Core 2 only. 4 episodes in. Story 7.5. Excitement 8. Emotion 8. Direction 9.5, animation / art style 10, music 10, sound design 8.8. That's where we at. Jujutsu Kaisen, we got story 9, excitement 9.3, emotion 8, direction 9, animation art style 10, music 8.8, sound design 9. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this is the way that we should be rating animes. Because it's more than just how we feeling. Like, what are the individual, it just gives us more of an objective, you know what I'm saying? Like, because not everything is going to be, oh, it's a 10. It's like, no, that's not real. It's rare. It's really rare. You know what I'm saying? Some episodes may be like ultra peak, and then some episodes are gonna be like, oh, that was cool, you know? So I like that, the breakdown of it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many facets that make an episode, and it's like I wanna, you know what I'm saying? Because then we can add a whole other category. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a whole other category that we haven't even put in here yet. You know what I'm saying? There's a whole other category I haven't even put in this thing yet that may switch this whole thing up. Now here's the kicker. All right? We're going to add one more category. All right? You ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? The final category. Voice acting. The acting. The acting. We got to put in the acting. Who's delivering the goods? Who's delivering the goods? All right. All right. All right. You know what I'm saying? So, since we're on JJK right now, we'll start with JJK. Acting. The voice acting. Boy. Voice acting in JJK right now is nice, boy. It's nice. It's very nice. It's very nice. For me, so far, JJK, voice acting, I'm going to give it a 9. I'm giving 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 it a 9, guys. I think we've got a ton of versatility in there. Nothing felt out of pocket. You know how sometimes you have like emotional moments and they just feel like that didn't hit. You know what I'm saying? Like, or somebody screams and it doesn't fit the action. You know what I'm saying? The enlightenment moment of Gojo. Oh, like those types of moments. You know what I'm saying? The Toji talking to Geto moment. Like there are some moments in there. There are some moments in there. So guys, what do you think? JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen, voice acting. What are you rating it? What are you rating it? We're not talking about Bleach right now. We're talking about Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen. Let me know. I'm waiting. I'm just waiting for the chat to, because it's like, what, a 10, 15 second delay? So I'm waiting for that. So once that kicks in, I'm going to start rambling them things off. You know what I'm saying? But I think we're at a 9, personally. Cydia said, JJK thinking on it now, 9.69. All because Gojo's pretty eyes. All praise the Riz Lord. Not praise the Riz Lord. Nah, bro. Oh, yeah, wait. I changed my rating for JJK. It's a 9. The Gojo voice acting has been so good when he comes back. That was Bat Moon with a 9 out of 10. COUR says, is this going to be in a video format? Yeah, after it, you know, we'll probably break it up into a couple of things. You know what I'm saying? A couple little clips, but it'll be in a video for sure. We got Gisan says 8 out of 10 because the only the voice actor of Gojo and Toji hold the season for the moment. Okay. AT says exactly S. 10 out of 10 recognizable known voices that are very fluid. Also, the clarity on the voices, I think, has been better somehow. Okay. S says JJK has some really heavy hitters for VA cast. Some of the most recognizable voices in the industry there. Okay. All right. Dang says 9 for JJK, for show reasonable. Al Cororo says, wait, who's winning so far? Well, right now, we're just trying to see what the acting is for voice acting for JJK. So, he said if Gojo was in slime, he'd be Demon Lord of Riz. Hey, yo, I'm not gonna lie though, he would be pretty crazy in slime. Look, I think we're gonna say 9 for voice acting for JJK. I think that's where we're at. I also want to see, all right, Bleach voice acting thus far in Bleach. Thus far in Core 2. In Core 2 voice acting. I honestly don't. I think I'm going to say a 9 as well. It's yeah, I'm not sure. It's really tough because I think I'm going to say a 9 as well. I'm going to say a 9, but I want to see what you guys are talking about. Let us know. Talk to your boy. Obviously, Urahara says 10. Urahara wouldn't be like, nah, it's a 5. Hui says 10 out of 10. I don't know, but Core 2, I don't know about Core 2, but Ichigo, Byakuya, Kyoto, Core 1. Okay, so you're talking about Core 1, though. COUR says 10. Old Dog's voice was so good. 10. Yo, his voice was kind of fire, though. I'm not gonna lie, his voice was kind of incredible. 10 for Bleach. It always hits. Quincy and Shinigami have been terrific. 10. Gabrialago says 10 out of 10. Sanjin reaching for air and transforming was really good. Okay. Mr. Ninja, 9.5 for Bleach. So many little details and character voices. Legends is 8.5 for Bleach, okay. Astro Boy says Bleach 8 out of 10. Nothing stands out, but it's consistently high quality. Calvin says Bleach, I'll go 8.9 because truly emotional moments have taken place. Haven't taken place yet. My apologies, Calvin. Gisan says 10 out of 10. All the actors are great for the robot. It's the voice of Doflamingo. Oh, awesome. All the Bankai have an impact, yet it's 10 for me. The voice actor of Bombietta and Bazby are great too. Leach says it's very tough. 9.1, edging it slightly. AT, I actually rate Bleach a little lower at an 8.5. However, Johnny Young Bosch does an excellent job as English dub Ichigo always. That's fair. Kerr says 10. Yon says 10, especially with Sanjin and Ichigo. Their VA really personified their characters. James says, y'all biased as fuck. He's talking about COUR 2. I say 8.5 or 9. Okay. I have No Name says easiest 10 ever. Okay. City says Astro Bleach COUR 1 10 out of 10. COUR 2 right now is a solid 9. We haven't seen anyone push it to the limit yet. And that's what I was saying. Like, nothing has been a real reach, but there's also the subtleties that are really good, right? The conversational moments, the reservations in the voices, the sombering moments are really good. Arpod says 9 for me. It's not something that I would say is much better than any of the good animes out there. It's consistently good though. Okay. All right. I mean, it seems like we're kind of around a similar spot. There's a good amount of 10s, a good amount of 9s. There's a few 8s in here, 8.5s. So I think a 9. A 9 is still pretty solid, maybe a 9.2, but nothing higher than, I don't think anything higher than that though. So we got a few 9.5s, 8.5s. We got a few 10s for sure, so it's gonna bring up the average. But there's a lot of 9s and a 9.5, 8.5s. All right, so we're gonna do this. I'm gonna be generous and give it a 9.1. We're gonna bring it up a tad. So now we have to redo our whole shit. We have to redo our whole shit. So, all right. So we're gonna start with Bleach. Story, 7.5. We're gonna add that in. We got excitement, which is an 8. We're gonna add that in. We got emotion, which is an 8. We got direction, was a 9.5. We got art style animation, which was a 10. We got music, that was a 10. We got sound design at 8.8. And we got acting at 9.1. Gives a total of 70.9. We got to divide that by 8. And we're still sitting at that 8.86. We got to round that up to 8.9. So we got 8.9 for Bleach. 8.9. Right on down. Now, keep in mind, so Raw Review says story being a 7 is still crazy. I mean, 7.5, and it's for COUR 2 only. Jujutsu Kaisen, Season 2, story. We got a 9 so far. Excitement at a 9.3. We got emotion at an 8. We got direction at a 9. We got animation art style at a 10. We got music, 8.8. We got sound design at a 9. And we got acting at a 9 with a total score of 72. We got to divide that by 8. And we are still sitting at a 9.01. So that doesn't change. Bleach comes up a little bit to 8.9. And we got Jujutsu at a 9.0. Again, they're damn near equal. And it's so interesting, right? If we look at just like each segment on its own, right? Obviously, story-wise, it's 9 to 7.5 favoring Jujutsu Kaisen. Excitement, 9.3 to 8 favoring Jujutsu Kaisen. Emotion is dead even, right? Emotion is both at 8. But then we go to direction, and it's 9.5 to 9 favoring Bleach. We go to animation art style, both with a 10, so it's a tie. But then music is a 10 to 8.8 favoring Bleach. Then we go to sound design, which is a 9 to 8.8 favoring Jujutsu Kaisen. And then acting is a 9.1 to 9 favoring Bleach. Like it's literally, they're there. But it's when you start seeing the differences in each category, you're seeing like the subtleties in making something, like all the things that factor in, right? And you can go super deep and add tons of different categories, but like I feel like these are like things that cover a big base of things, right? There's subcategories of all this, right? But I think in that, this gives us a more objective look at each of these animes, you know what I'm saying? But incredible, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, so dope. But let me know your guys' thoughts, man. How y'all feeling about this? Do you like this format? Do you want to do more stuff like this here? Let me know. I enjoy the stuff with you guys, talking about things, giving us a breakdown of how we rate certain stuff going forward. I think it's fun. It's cool to chat with y'all. And by the way, I will be going live over on the Phantom Troop on my Friday, your Thursday at 5 p.m. for a live reaction to the Black Clover movie. A lot of you guys have been asking for that. It will be on the S tier over there if you guys want to check that out live. It will be obviously posted there and here on YouTube after the fact. But if you guys want to watch it live, it is over there. So, excuse me, we will be doing that for sure. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you guys are here live, thank you guys so much. It was so much fun doing this with you guys, man, for sure. And if you guys notice the growth of the channel, I appreciate you guys so much because it's so crazy. Our goal this month, obviously, is to hit 200K. Can we do it? I'm not sure, but we're going to try our hardest to try to make that happen. Like I said, crazier things have happened on YouTube, and I'm like, you know what? We're going to put out in the universe, and we're going to bust ass and try to make this happen. That's what we're doing, man. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this special little live, and let me know if you guys are watching this at the end, after the fact, if you guys want to see more content like this. Greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next one.